Need Speed 2021. So, I decided to make this video now because, like, right now is the time to basically just tell people, like, what you want, or like, say what you want in the next game. Even though I think it's going to come out, like, next year, I believe, yes, it is going to come out next year, from what I know, because Need Speed is on a 2-year schedule. And that's like a year and a half from now. But right now is the time to like just to give your feedback. Yeah, give your feedback. And I'm going to do that now. So let's dive right in. Oh wait, just for 1 second. So most of you guys watching this right now aren't even subscribed to this channel, which is dumb. So if you've been watching me a lot, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell to get notified about videos whenever I put them out. And also join my Discord, which will be in the link in the description below. And just want to tell you, you have to be a racing game enthusiast to subscribe and hit the bell and join my Discord. I was just going to say that. So, Need Speed 2021. Alright, so the first thing that I want to say is that just again, I just want to recap this. Now is the time to give your feedback on what you want in the next game. So the first thing that I want to talk about are features. Like features like multiplayer or like event types of stuff. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the main essential thing that needs to be in a Need for Speed game, like all the time at this day and age at launch. So this is speed lists. It might be in an update. I'll be fine with that, but I always have something to do rather than the main campaign, which could be about 3 hours. So there has to be something to do, like probably like be able to like do challenges with their friends, like probably add some like multiplayer races to do. Like you could just get in a party and then probably do like drift racing with their friends. They could do outrun challenges, drag races, all this stuff, and then probably keep the netcode from Need Speed Heat, since the netcode in Need Speed Heat wasn't really a problem. So probably add some things to do in multiplayer with their friends at launch, and then maybe add speed lists in an update, since that's how they've been doing it. And so that's what we're talking about, multiplayer at launch. So speed lists. Let's talk about speed lists. So speed lists, I want them to be similar to Most Wanted 2012, since Most Wanted 2012 was nowhere near one of my favorite Need Speed games, but I still had a lot of fun with its multiplayer aspect. Like, you have plenty of mini games, and you like many objectives. It's kind of like the Forzathon challenges. They have like different stuff. Like, I had a lot of fun with all of that. So probably add some of those things into the next game. Like, have kind of a like Forzathon like challenge thing. Like, if you play Forza 4, you know the hourly thing. Probably do something like that in Need Speed. But it's just in a Need Speed game. I would love that. And probably add like some big rewards, like an exclusive car or lots of like money in the game. Stuff like that. So multiplayer, that's what I would want in like speed lists. Probably have some races, have some hourly challenge. Yeah, some hourly challenges. I'd probably just make multiplayer great. Like what it was in Need Speed Opposite 2010 and Need Speed Most Wanted 2012. And then you remember, then that would be Driver San Francisco. So that was multiplayer. Now let's talk about. So let's now talk about like event types that I want. I want the normal like sprint racing, drift racing, circuit racing, And then maybe remove off-road. I won't mind it in the next Need Speed game as long as it's not necessary and as long as it's well executed. So the new ones I want into the game, like they're new, like I haven't seen in like 4 years, like whenever next game comes out. That's drag racing. Probably make drag racing. I always wonder what Payback had. I like drag racing in Payback, but don't you dare make us do like normal races in drag cars. I hated them in Payback. So probably just do normal drag races. I really like the idea in Payback, but probably just remove the sprint races, just have drag racing. And all this stuff. So that's probably the new event type that I want in the game, and then there are things about like events, like basically side events, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So probably keep the normal speed traps, speed zones, probably like jumps and like collectibles. I would like to for Criterion to keep those and probably add a little bit of new ones that are interesting. Like probably slalom around cones, since those were in Heat. Then probably have like outrun challenges. Those are in Payback, and I like those. So probably add those into the game, and just add some new side activities into the game. So those are some more. Here's some more features that I want. So customization. Like, keep the customization from Heat, but probably add some more to it. Build upon it, so that's the point of, like, a sequel. It's supposed to build upon and stuff. It's not a direct sequel, I made a sequel because it comes after Heat. And probably keep customization, and then probably add some more stuff in, Keep customization is what I'm trying to say. So, sorry about that. So those are most of the features that I want in the next Need Speed game. And then, so those were features that I wanted. Then there's also, now I want to talk about the map. So I want the map to be very, like, different things to do in your cars. Like, probably have, like, a huge stretch of roadwork to do drag racing, have a huge city, which is, like, designed for the races. And then, or probably have some mountains so you can do some drifting. Like, just have a map where you can do anything in it. Probably except for off-roading, if they're gonna, like, bring that feature back, which I won't care if they do. Yeah, probably add some, like, dirt roads if they're gonna bring off-roading back. So that's what the map should be. I don't really care what it's actually based on, but I just want those things and probably make it interesting. So, the next thing I want to talk about for Need Speed 2021 is the car list. So I liked Need Speed Heat's car list. I would probably want them to be higher quality, which means that they might, like, reduce how many cars there are, because I don't know, either licensing issues or like how much effort they're gonna put into them. So I probably want it to be varied between like JDM cars, American cars, hypercars, supercars, like you know what I'm talking about, and probably make them customizable. I said, and then so that was be talking about the car list. So let's now talk about the storyline, or like whatever, if it does. So if they're gonna have a storyline, just make it a little like side thing, which you won't really absolutely have to care about. Probably make it like Heat storyline. It was short, but if it's gonna be a short storyline, probably like add some extra things to do after it. Since when you finish Heat's incredibly short storyline, you still had you still had a lot of street races to finish, and then you had like some other stuff. Not a lot, even though you can still go back to it for like cop chases and stuff. It's probably added story and probably don't make it dumb like 2015, and probably don't make it incredibly over focused on like Payback. Since like when Payback story was too focused on, like it went to a point where it wasn't a very satisfying game to play. So probably just add story in, but just don't focus on it too much. So let's talk about the story now. Let's talk about cops. I think that it's been a staple in Need Speed, except for Pro Street Shift, Shift 2, Need Speed 2, Portion Waste, and Payback in 2015. So cops have to be a big deal. Like, make the cop AI aggressive. Like, as aggressive as probably Hot Pursuit. Like, have good cop AI. Don't make it broken like 2015. Then all the cops acted like they were smoking weed. And they're just going crazy. And then they'll just lose their job. Don't do it like that. Just make your cop AI proper. So the next thing that I want to talk about for Need Speed 2021 are the physics/damage physics. So physics in Need Speed 2021, I want them to be good. Like, Need Speed Heat's physics were a little bit too slow. Like, you go really slow when you're drifting. I like the drifting like Need Speed. I like the past two Need Speed games, like 2015. I enjoyed drifting in that game, so probably make the physics a little bit more fast. While Heat's physics were kind of slow, if you know what I mean. Like, if you would compare them to like Need Speed Heat, like if you look at it too, like when you're drifting in like Need Speed 2015 and Need Speed Heat, it just feels a lot more slow, if you know what I mean. So that's one thing that want change with the physics, and probably remove some of the clipping and stuff like that Need Speed Heat had. Since Heat has a good physics involved, like if you ignore the clipping and stuff, and probably just improve them. And then that's some more things. And yeah, so that's most of the stuff that I wanted in Need Speed 2021. So I'm gonna make a whole series, but I'm kind of going in depth in like each category of what I'm talking about. So this is basically some of the stuff.